Alec Boehm is not going anywhere, Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
The Philadelphia Eagles, speaking of Philadelphia, get a win, they move on.
Hey, the stadium ain't going nowhere. Philly back up, man. Fuck with us. Oh, God. That's LeBron ass. Don't do my guy like that. Don't do my guy like that, dog. You're not about to do my guy like that, bro.
Does this look familiar, Philadelphia? Does this look familiar, Philadelphia?
What if you need to refocus? What if I was in the middle of a monologue and you need to refocus? Will you go back to a passage real quick? You know what I'm saying? Read some lines. Have you ever read that book before?
No, but it seems like a good book.
What
Jim
book is
Gray, Talking to Goats, The Moments You Remember. Jordan, Tiger, Kobe, Phelps, Tyson, LeBron. Good book.
Nuh-uh.
I haven't read it. My mom got it for me years ago.
Wait, can I take this?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Read it. I haven't read it.
Look at us, bro.
Shout out to AJ Brown, I guess, because we're gonna read books.
Yeah. I mean, he cooked.
I'm gonna need that.
He cooked the touchdown bet for you.
He did cook the touchdown bet for me. Yeah, I'm just shocked. There's different. I'm gonna save my take for that for a little bit later.
All right, fine. I'm down.
I just wanted to start the show. With I'm uninterested in the show too because I'm reading a book. So I'll start there. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to drop a like, comment, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. That does mean a lot to us, as we all anybody that's posting content has no idea what's gonna happen with the app that somehow people hate called TikTok. So if you are watching this on YouTube or you're seeing this on TikTok, make sure to support us on YouTube and Instagram. All Day Bets Pod. We appreciate it so much. We don't know what the hell is going to happen with TikTok. So moving forward, hopefully it stays because we love that fucking algorithm. So with that being said, I loved to enjoy these college football playoff games this weekend with the NFL.
Absolutely.
Because I had some beers in my hand to watch.
Yes.
And in the month of January, everybody likes to call the month of January Dry January. Yeah. Maybe I'm the alcoholic because
you're a player. You're a fucking player.
Because I'm like the only one out of my friend group that's drinking beers, watching the game. Like, does anybody want to have a fucking beer with me? Dude, we can have 2 or 3 beers, 4 beers, 5 beers.
Yeah, ain't no problem.
And watch the game.
Yeah, we can.
There's no problem.
Yeah, we can.
But unfortunately, that was not the case.
It was a perfect weekend to indulge, too. It was violent Sunday.
Well, your team's in the playoffs, so I don't blame you.
Happy birthday, Ski. Got to watch the Birds. Taking some shots of 1792 bourbon and Crown Royal.
Let's go.
All day. It was one of the mornings. You ever have the mornings where you wake up at like 5 or 6 and you could just feel your stomach, you feel your lips are dry as shit, and you're like, wait, if I don't go get a water right the fuck
I'm
now,
cooked.
Yeah, like it's over. That's exactly that was me this morning. So I'm still violently hungover, but we're still going to be here and give y'all a great show and that. But you already know what we do, man. Welcome to the All Day Bet Show.
Yeah, Alex Jacobs, Manny, Ruffin. I know. Funny shit.
I don't do the introduction, so it probably could have slipped out.
It probably could have slipped out.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you guys made some money this weekend. We had a couple parlays that did good.
First touchdown, Rashawn Bateman plus 800.
Bateman, let's go.
Come on, shorty.
I just felt it, and
System.
I was.
It is documented.
Yep.
I always say it. It's documented.
Gave it to a couple people too. Like gave it to Drew when we were watching the game.
Nice.
He boosted it. He hit it too for a bigger payout than mine. Mine was like 25 for 225. He got a boost. He got it up to like 1250.
Yeah.
So he had a bigger payout there, which was fun. As soon as Lamar got rid of the ball, I'm like, you can't see him in the frame.
What a throw, by the way.
Great throw. And I just felt it.
Because, it didn't do it justice until I saw the back view. I thought it was a great throw in the moment, but the back view, him legit going, like, yeah, it was good shit, Lamar.
And what I've said before with first touchdown bets is they are all feel bets for me.
100%.
Like, I don't know how anybody else does them. I will have to look at that. They're all feel bets. Seriously. Like, you can't sit there and say, like, do all this research on 4 touchdowns. Like, everyone was looking at, was it Dawson Knox or Dalton Kincaid? Whoever got I think it was Kincaid. It might have been Dawson Knox. One of them has gotten, like, the last 4 touchdowns in playoff games for Buffalo.
I think Kincaid, yeah.
And, like, people are betting that narrative. I'm like, you don't need to look at any of that. You look at the board or just think. Like, for me, I was thinking, I'm like, there's no Zay Flowers. Maybe Likely could take it. Maybe Andrews could take it. But I just like Bateman right now. And I took it.
That's been your guy this year.
Now, I tried to get cute with Mike Evans last night in the late game. That didn't happen. And talking about field bets, this is what I want to talk about. BR betting, the first touchdown scorers in the slate on Sunday, Troy Franklin, Jahan Dotson, and De'Ami Brown.
Yeah, that's insane.
$10 on that would pay almost $1.2 million. Like, that is nuts. I mean, I believe that Dotson was like plus 4,300. Like, I'm never picking any of those guys.
Fuck no.
You won't see me going over.
Well, we have a track record of hitting these.
True, we do.
We do.
And I don't think you need to go higher than like plus 1,200.
Is that something like can you call that anytime but like 30 minutes before the game? Like, I don't know if I would bet that. Like I think about that. Like, if we were to try to do it on the show, would it be the same? I don't think it would be the same, bro. Would it be the same? I guess it's just a field bet anyway. But.
Well, it was. I think about.
Wait, didn't you call it on the show?
I called one on the show earlier this season, but when I placed the Bateman, it was probably late in the third quarter of that first game.
Yeah. So yeah, you probably could pull the trigger. Maybe we can start doing some first.
It's just like I'm not gonna be putting that like Saturday morning. I'm not waking up being like, okay, the night game. I'm taking Bateman. Like it's like maybe an hour before kickoff.
Yeah.
But that helped, and then Saquon Barkley decided to. And AJ Brown decided to hurt some parlays on Sunday, so that didn't help. But let's start it all off and kick it all off with the college football playoff. Great games.
I told y'all it was gonna be legendary. Now we'll get to Texas. It could have been legendary, but
could have been legendary. Yeah. Penn State and Drew Aller lose on the final drive.
Unbelievable.
In a play call.
Here's a good question. How did you feel about them going out to go for the score at the end of the game?
I was okay with it.
Okay, good. So was I. I was fine with it.
I think you're trying to win the game.
Absolutely.
It's aggressive.
Yes.
It's like, let's try to put the game away and not have to worry about it.
I've seen multiple people online and coaches even be like, why the fuck did James Franklin not play for OT? I don't know.
Why do you play for OT in a playoff game?
I think they ran a flood concept to the left side. You first two reads aren't there. You just
this is not trying to be super make it a super big comparison, but like we don't see anyone saying we're gonna play for OT in a game against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Ever, yeah.
Obviously, that's not the comparison, but I'm just saying.
But you never
for the general aspect of playing for overtime.
The NFL has definitely. Everyone in the NFL now does it, no matter who they play. I mean, not no matter who. Mike Tomlin, we got some problems, but usually no matter who we play, we going for it on fourth. We go, especially in the red zone, we going on fourth. It's such a shame to me, because to me, no bullshit. That was a top 5, top 10 college football game that I've ever watched. And maybe the shootout guys. You know what I'm saying? I have an appreciation for defense and DBs. I had my guy Duel out there, my guy Xavier Watts, like some of the Penn State DBs I love. But shout out to Notre Dame for the fact that y'all were down in the dumps. Riley Leonard looked like he looked like he got fucking rocked, had a concussion. I thought he was going to come back in. He still came back in, balled out. And then Greathouse, my favorite play of the college football playoff in general. Sees off man, drops the first defender, catches the ball, and drops the second defender to tie it up at 24-24 with 7 minutes left. Literally one of the best games I feel like I've ever watched. And then Drew Aller just ruins it. Usually, if Notre Dame won that game in OT, I wouldn't be as sick because I feel like I watched such a great game. I still watched an insane game, but watching that motherfucker go to his left, roll to his left, get off platform, throw it across the middle, in that situation, throw a pick, I was so fucking sick because I feel like it just ruined the whole hour of football that I just watched. That was incredible. So pour one out for all my State fans, especially my alums. Sorry, Kenny. Sorry, Tommy Boy. All the boys on Twitter, they were a little sick. I felt so bad for the boys because that would have been fucking. I never thought in my life I would ever going to see Penn State in the Natty. And I'm sitting there in the third quarter watching the game like, holy fuck, they are about to go to the Natty. And then we just fuck it, bro.
Drew Aller says he was trying to throw the ball at the feet.
That's a kick in the dick.
Decided.
I wish I could have seen Nick Singleton's face when he said that shit. That's a kick in the dick. Just eat it, bro. I know it's the hardest position to play in sports, man. Just fucking eat it, though. I feel like they had to tell you, listen, we want to get a chunk play here to set ourselves up to go another chunk play to get a fucking field goal. If it's not there right away, just throw it away. I know they told him that shit. And he just said, fuck it. Whatever, man.
I want to shine some light on Abdul Carter in that game. You could tell he was fighting through the injury. Yes. And
fuck all the people that are putting that play when Jeremiah Love rushed in the end zone saying that he shouldn't have punched the ball out. First on any like your 5 and 6-year-old kids are being taught on their first football practice hitting drills. First guy wraps up, second guy goes for the ball. You've played in middle school, you've heard that. You played in high school, you've heard that. And I know for damn sure you played in college, you heard that. So anyone criticizing that plays is smooth brain and just like the people in the Instagram comments. So
I posted on IG Reels.
So good.
So I just want to give some credit there, and I think this just goes to show, like, what did Notre Dame do when we talked about it? There was little turnovers in that game. What did they do with the turnovers?
But also, I said, who do you trust not to lose you the game? And we both said Riley.
Even though...
And he almost lost the fucking game. But Drew Aller did him worse. He did him worse, which is fucking crazy.
So my question that I was asking while we were watching the game on Thursday and the game on Friday with the Texas and Ohio State game, where would you rank the quarterbacks going into that game? 1 through 4 of Howard, Leonard, Ewers, and Aller. Like, where's the best way to rank these guys?
Before that game?
Before the game.
Before the Penn State game.
Before the Penn State game.
Okay, so before the Penn State game.
1 through 4.
Before the Penn State game, I would have had it. Will Howard by far, the way he's playing lately. I would have had it Drew Aller. And then it would have been really hard for me to, even though I feel like, even like the way Quinn played in the Arizona State game, I still feel like I think I would have put Quinn over Riley.
I think you're
just because the raw pass.
right.
But like the thing with me and Riley though, like I pointed out when we talked about the last show, I trust him so much to not lose you a game and make the winning plays. So like, if you want to do numbers and put yours over him, but low-key, I kind of trust Riley at the quarterback more than I trust Ewers at the quarterback. So maybe I'll go Will Howard, Drew Aller, and then it's kind of a 3A, 3B for me, but I kind of lean Riley. Not clear, though. I don't think it's clear.
Well, just in terms of, like, who the better passer is, and I don't think people look at Riley Leonard as the guy to be the better passer.
I think he can spin that shit, though.
I will also say there is no doubt in my mind that Riley Leonard had a concussion.
Yeah, you think so?
I think he had a concussion.
He got fucking rocked, bro. That's part of the reason why I get
also,
like, that game was so great.
What are these, sports medicine doctors talking about more? And
Tyler Warren too, bro. He smacked the fuck out of his head on the sideline.
But I'm saying more of it's less about the hits to the crown of the helmet head on, and it's more about when the back of the head hits the turf. We saw it with Romeo Doubs in the Eagles game. Stafford. And I mean, Riley Leonard he was already in the air trying to throw that ball and then gets clocked backwards. Like, I don't know if they win that game with the backup.
No, hell no. Not in that situation.
He was able to step in and do his job.
Did a little Gunnar Stockton impression.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that was going to be enough.
Hell no.
And for him to come back out there and ball out, he comes back after the concussion. Obviously, asterisks and quotes around the concussion. But then runs in for the touchdown, like just putting our body on the line right there.
He was finding guys, bro. He was finding guys. He had a good game, bro.
It's going to set up for a great, national championship. Would have been fun to see the Big Ten getting in there.
Yeah.
And get some questions into the 12 team, which we'll get into in a little bit, where we now see Texas, and I was too scared to put Ohio State on the spread. I had them in a parlay. And the bet that really, really aggravated me the most is I didn't take this bet. But after Ohio State scored and Texas was getting the ball to drive down the field, the live spread was 6.5. So you drive down the field, and I'm like, there's value here. It was like plus 140. I'm like, there's value. I'm talking to Aim watching the game. I'm like, there's value here. If you they just got to score. Essentially, you assume you kind of betting on Ohio State to not end up scoring again. But I think they can just end up running the clock out. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then you get 3rd and goal. What kind of play call is that?
Brother.
This is not championship football.
Brother.
How scared are you to run? I don't care if you do what Penn State did against Ohio State in that game back in early November. Run the ball 4 times up the middle. You lose. But there's no point in trying to pitch the ball 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage and try to get in there. Run the ball 4 times at the middle.
Fuck? And I love Sark. I think Sark's a mastermind. We call a pitch.
That's quitter.
I feel like as a lineman, that would be the running back for sure. As a lineman, I feel like that's the biggest kick in the dick. You don't think we could get an inch? And I swear, They might not have covered, but I swear they cover if they keep running, bro. Tie the game up and then make Ohio State have to get a field goal. We wrote another classic. We had 2 classics, and that could have went to OT. I'm sorry, bro.
And then we see the crazy moment of Jack and Quinn, the former roommates.
I had no problem.
I just think it was all kind of fitting for that to happen. Yeah. That's how they win the game. Yeah. The 2 former roommates. Yeah. That play is the one that gets it done on a play where now you're forced to throw the ball on 4th and goal. I don't know if that. I think that play is
that might have been the worst play call given the situation that I've ever seen.
It's gonna haunt Texas fans. And
is that worse than Pete Carroll at the 2-yard line versus the Patriots? What is worse, Sark or Pete Carroll?
Pete Carroll. It's Marshawn Lynch. Hand the ball off.
He was on the 2. Yeah, it probably were. But he did pitch it to the outside to purposely lose yards. It probably is worse though. What the fuck, Sark? You up there with Pete Carroll. That's what you want to. You up there with Pete Carroll now. That's what we doing.
Hey, let's remember.
That's what we doing now.
Yo, let's remember. There was talks last week from Adam Schefter on ESPN saying that Sark may get a couple calls about going to the NFL.
Did the Cowboys look at that and be like,
that's such a Cowboy-esque play right there. We can't do that. We can't do that anymore.
Guy Mike McCarthy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Free you, bro. Free you.
Yeah, Mike
Have
McCarthy
fun on the golf
gone.
course, though. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with it.
Yeah, and then for the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, what was your proposal here? Because I have a proposal.
I'm just a little bit confused, right? Because you see a team like Ohio State that loses a crucial game to Michigan.
Yeah.
You see in the second week of the season, Notre Dame loses a crucial game to Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
Crucial game. These are the 2 teams that are competing for the national championship.
Mm-hmm. So,
is there an argument to be made that maybe if we're looking at the regular college football 14 playoff, they obviously wouldn't be in.
This would never happen.
This never would have happened.
No, yeah.
So I guess that is a good thing. But that I'm going to put the Notre Dame loss in week 2 way far away because, I don't really count that as relevant. It's so far away. They won out after that. Yeah. I'm not really worried about that. For Ohio State, they lost that game very, very late in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Where's any type of penalization for that? There really was none. Because they still get
the 8 seed is the punishment. Yeah, but
they did get a tough road.
Yeah,
they did get a tough road. So I guess that's the punishment.
That's the punishment.
I don't know if there's. It's not really like a take that I'm putting on it. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's a little weird where now we're seeing these 2 teams that have found a way to get there after big crucial losses. And yeah, Ohio State.
Notre Dame had to play Gunnar Stockton. They had to play fucking Indiana. Signetti. I'm sorry. Then they played Penn State, which was a tough game. But that other side of the bracket was stupid easy.
Yeah, and I'm not as mad as I was with Oregon for how that folded. It's just something that it's just something that needs to be said.
So here's a proposal.
Let's not forget that.
Because didn't we talk about this on the pod? I forget what sport we were talking about. Maybe it was off the pod. But remember we were talking about why don't more amateur leagues as far as college try hard to just replicate the pro game? And wouldn't the NFL playoff format be perfect in college? 14 teams. The top 2 teams get a bye. Obviously, there's 2 conferences in NFL. But I think if you do the top 2 teams get a bye, then we can be a little more subjective about who gets the bye and who doesn't get the bye. You know what I'm saying? Then we can, instead of get automatic conference winners get a bye, maybe it's okay, we have the conference winners, the 4 conference winners, not the 4 conference winners, but the top 4 teams, but who deserves the bye here? Who's really 1 and 2? Then we only have 2 teams on byes, and then I feel like the best 2, obviously it went different this year because Oregon would have been 1 or whatever, and someone else would have been 2, whatever. But then you had the 2 best teams that I would think would be more equipped to play off a bye than the other teams, which, is open to be incorrect. I'm just saying. And then we open the door for 2 more teams to be in the playoff. Open the door for maybe the South Carolinas of the world, the Ole Misses of the world. Miami's of the world. I think if they copy and paste the NFL system with the reseeding, I almost think it'd be I don't know. Maybe
I think it'd be better because if you look at it too, let's just do it.
Because then you could only qualify for that 2-team bye if you win your conference as well. So conferences are still important.
Conferences are still important. And that's fine. Why don't we just do go back to how everyone was so livid when the bracket came out and who made it and who didn't. Everyone was so livid. Oh, Alabama this, Alabama that, Ole Miss this, Ole Miss that. All that. Everyone was so livid when it first came out. And some of the things that were being said was, why don't we just do the 12 best teams? Are these the best 12 teams? Or are these the conference winners that just make it? Maybe they're not the best teams, but they won the conference so they get in. Well, I think we go back to the original point, being, why don't we just do the 12 best teams and you go 1 to 12?
Yeah,
and then you seed them like that.
Nah, because that's why I think the 14 team. Like, I think if you copy the NFL system, it opens so much more room for that. Because then it's maybe not. But I'm just fleshing that out. But yeah, I agree.
Because if you go, obviously you go, 1 and 2 we get the buys. But let's just, for example purposes, 1 versus 12.
Yeah.
2 versus 11.
Yeah.
3 versus 10. That's how and then we wouldn't have to be bitching about how, again, Penn State didn't get to the national championship. But we were all talking, no one was talking about how easy the road of Penn State to get to the national championship. They were talking about how easy the road for Penn State to get to the semifinal, which was SMU and then Boise State. So we wouldn't see that anymore.
The only thing for me with the bye thing is like, so who had the buys? It was Oregon, Arizona State, Boise State, and then who am I missing?
Who was the other conference winner?
God, I'm blanking out.
Who had the other bye?
For the bracket?
Oh, Georgia.
Right. Georgia. Okay, so here's why I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate, right? Arizona State looked fine off the bye, right?
Yeah.
I would even say the final score does not do it justice, but there was a point in that game that it was 17-14 Penn State when Boise played.
Yeah.
There was a point in that game that it was a little, you knew in the back of your mind that Penn State wasn't going to lose, but you also knew in the back of the mind like, hey, Penn State. And then is Georgia more equipped to play off the bye with Carson Beck at the helm than Gunnar Stockton? Gunnar Stockton did play well, but I don't know. I'll just play a little bit of devil's advocate. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what the bye thing.
It's also, you talk about, look, I haven't seen. We saw a little bit of a discussion on this during the quarterfinals, right before they started. When you talk about the buys from the conference championship games, those winners had roughly 3 weeks before playing in a competitive game again.
Time.
So I understand you earned the right to have a bye. But I don't know if 3 weeks is the right time frame.
So how long have the Chiefs and Lions sat down?
They just had this week off, and then they're playing this week. So do you count? You count that as, I guess, almost 2 full weeks. But your game, you had your off week, and then you're game ready this week.
Yeah.
Where these guys have 2 weeks off, and then you're game ready for 3. I just don't know if
it's a little different.
When these guys. The rest of these guys that were playing in, teams
any
like
time
Texas.
Away from what you do is hurting a little bit.
Texas and Ohio State coming into their games against Arizona State and Oregon, respectively, they're coming in after 2 hard-fought games. And you talk about Ohio State
rolling
a game at home, a dominant win at home in the cold for your fans.
Penn State rolling.
You're going to the Rose Bowl. Penn State rolling at home too.
They're
much more ready because they just played a competitive game at home with so much momentum on a dominant win. I just think maybe next year we look at actually putting in 1 through 12 the best teams, and then maybe we look at, we don't have to let the conference winners, if we're going to do 4 buys like that, maybe we don't have these guys not touch a lick of competitive ball for almost 3 weeks. I mean, I don't know. And again, you're playing, I guess it's a little bit of devil's advocate because, you earned the right to have a bye. Now you're just bitching about minimalistic things. I understand that. But, if we're gonna critique the college football playoff, let's look at it from every single angle. It's year one. It's never going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect in year one. But let's just look at it from every single possible angle that we can. And that can be said for buys, seedings. If we're going to go by conference winners, who knows? But I'm not necessarily mad about how it worked out. I'm happy that I'm not watching the Rate Bowl and I'm watching the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm also happy that we get college football up until the end of the divisional round.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Right? So you get divisional round this week. You end that divisional round weekend with the winners going to the NFC and AFC championships. Then you get the college football playoff. And then 4 days later, or 5 days later, we're gonna see the NFC and AFC championship. That's fucking sick.
See the motherfucking Birds go to the bowl.
And then a week after that, or 2 weeks after that, we got Super Bowl. So in terms of competitive football for the month of January, it doesn't end on New Year's Day. It ends, just about when the Super Bowl is about to kick off. So I'm cool with that.
I fuck with that.
Let's touch on a little bit of the New York Knicks.
Yeah, what the fuck? Oh my God, what the fuck, bro? So this is just as I'm not a Knicks fan. I don't fuck with the Knicks. I'm learning to grow to like them because they have some players in there that I actually fucking fuck with. We played OKC like a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago at this point, in OKC. Balling, playing great. They blew a fourth quarter lead in that game, right? Pretty bad.
Yeah, could not stop turning the ball over.
Could not turn the ball over. So as me watching that game, right? I look at the Knicks schedule. What they got coming up? Oh, I see OKC coming to town in like 6 days. Coming to MSG. Revenge spot versus Tibbs and them. They're going to play 40 minutes. They ain't forget about that shit.
Plus 140
We got to prove ourselves. I think they've already been like 0-2 or 0-3 versus the top 2 seeds in both conferences at this point. We need a big fucking win. Knicks open up at plus 4.5. Guess what dumbass hammers the fucking Knicks?
I had money line plus 140.
And they had no chance. What the fuck is wrong with it? But you know what the funny thing is? And then they blow out the fucking Bucks.
Yep.
But I think we have to play better to me in that OKC game at the crib, bro.
The New York Knicks just simply can't beat the good teams. I understand it. Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch because they just blew out the Bucks.
But that's one win versus top seed. Like that's one. I think they might be 1-4. They've lost to the Celtics twice, right? Lost to OKC twice, and then I don't know the exact record with the Bucks this year, but we'll give you all the win versus the Bucks. I still don't love that. What are we doing as bettors? Do we just fade them versus the good teams?
That's what I'm saying. And what's funny is after the very first game of the season,
they should be so built to beat every good team.
On banner night in Boston, very opening night.
I remember that, yeah.
After watching them get killed, and again, the Celtics made every single three possible in that game.
That was a little bit of a setup.
But after that game, I was like, this team's not going to be able to beat the Celtics in a 7-game series. And then they develop, and Cat looks like he's fucking insane.
Oh, absolutely.
And Jalen Brunson is one of the top point guards in the league.
Had 45 last night, that my boy.
Unbelievable. Cat's got 30 and 18 against the Bucks. And Josh Hart is just balling out and is the dog that he's going to be for this team, which is just unreal. Need that.
But again, is it enough?
Is it enough? And
Mikal can't go. Wasn't Mikal like 0 for something?
Halftime stats on Friday. OG and was it Hart? No, it was OG and Bridges had combined 1 steal and 1 block combined. Everything else was 0.
I think Mikal went 0 for 9.
You just can't. When you look at it like that, let's just say Knicks Thunder. They will not win a 7-game series against the Thunder. I don't think they can beat the Celtics in a 7-game series.
Bucks is a problem, bro. Can you have
a fun ride and get far enough to make it enjoyable? Absolutely. But can you beat the best of the best in 7 games? I don't think so. It was cool to see SGA at the end of that game with the press conference and talking about how New York just loves basketball. I love playing here. Just he was like, all the kids nowadays say aura, but there's a certain he's like, but it really is. There's a certain feel around this place, being in this place. And even though they shut the crowd up with 2 minutes into the second quarter because they're already up fucking 30 points, there goes my plus 140. Is what it is.
That was a good bet, man. I don't care. I'm gaslighting myself.
You get the.
That was a good bet, bro.
You get the get back.
What the fuck are we doing out there?
Last Friday, it was in OKC. Literally a week later, it's at
7
MSG.
days. That is such a perfect spot to hammer them, bro.
They saw something.
So part of my theory is I saw something about a month ago. My boy just sent me something in the group chat. Cat gives up the highest field goal percentage in the paint. And part of me is thinking, was that the problem in Minnesota and why they wanted to bring in Rudy Gobert to bolster up the paint defense, which bringing in Rudy Gobert adds more problems, and we can get to that another time. But then you look at their matchups in the East, we struggle versus the Cavs. Now, obviously, they shoot a lot of threes, but you have the Mobley and Allen duo. It's not great to have in that matchup. OKC, I look at, they do shoot threes as well, but Chet wasn't around. But, I mean, SGA lives on getting 2 feet in the paint. And if you can't bother when he gets 2 feet in the paint, it's going to be a long night like y'all saw. And then another matchup I'm looking at is the Bucks. Okay, Dame's going to pull. Okay, Taurean Prince is going to pull. These guys are going to pull. But you have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Any team that has done well versus Giannis has someone in the paint that can stop someone in the paint. can Cat do that? And is that part of the reason why we struggle versus good teams?
Also, just not having enough bench pieces to give these guys adamant rest. And
it's never going to happen with a Tibbs team, I don't think.
Also, like, great point.
We miss Hartenstein like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, and
because that's paying defense right there.
You can even say it for this game against the Thunder, both games. Chet wasn't there too, so like, what does that do for their rotation?
Yeah.
How much more rest are those guys going to get? Are their bigger guys going to get? Where Cat, when he's playing 42 minutes, I think it was like Christmas Day, he was like after talking about it, and he's like, I'm not going to lie, I'm gassed right now. I am very tired. Like, I am not used to doing this. And in terms of longevity, if you go, we saw it last year. Everybody was getting hurt. Everybody was getting hurt in the playoffs.
What's funny though? Was it the start? OG was hurt, right?
Yeah, he was hurt for most of it. Yeah. But can you go 7 games? Let's just looking back at last year and then kind of combine it to this year. Can you go 7 games with the Sixers? Can you then go 7 games for the Pacers? Yeah. And then you got to go to the
7
Celtics.
Games, hopefully.
Can you do 7 games with the Cavs? Can you do 7 games with the Celtics? Can you do 7 games with the Bucks? No, no, and no.
Yeah.
And then be ready for the next one. That's the better question.
Before we move on from this, I actually want to see if the season ended today, who you guys' first round matchup would be. So I want to see who y'all will play in the first round as of today. And I've got some bad news. It will be the Giannis Antetokounmpo Bucks, which I don't like, you guys, in that matchup as things stand today on January 13th. It could be different. We haven't even got to the All-Star game yet. But as things stand on how you guys look versus good teams, and then with the paint presence in the stats I gave on Cat, and then playing Giannis, I don't like that. Then we got to figure some things out in New York. Y'all got a good squad, bro. I think y'all could be good, man.
I would like to see Mitchell Robinson come back, give a little bit of help to Cat, and then just figure out what a true B lineup looks like. Because you got Landry, Shamet, and Campaign coming out there. Campaign's been playing well off the bench. My dog Campaign
and my dog Landry Shamet.
There's no
Philly
disrespect
legends.
to them.
Shout out to my Philly legends.
There's no disrespect to them.
But when the one unit
comes out,
you want a little better of a B team than that. Yeah.
You got the one unit coming out down 22, and they're coming back in, and they're down 31. Like, it's just how can you expect to come back in a game like that when the crowd's out of it at home, and you're going against OKC, who seems to find a way to not lose any type of basketball game.
Any games, bro. We have 2 teams. I'm pretty sure the Cavs are 33-6 or something like that, and then OKC's 32-5. Basketball to me, we'll get to it more and more as the season goes. But I love the way we had Cade Cunningham dropping 17 assists, triple doubles, ethical by the way. When motherfuckers want to talk about threes, that's a point guard posting up there. Ethical, man. I can't wait to spread my NBA propaganda on this show because I think it's been fucking great. But we can move on.
The NFL playoffs kicked off this weekend. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers did not perform in the first half, which was the story of the weekend. Did you not see my boy Tone Diggs and a lot of other Steeler fans calling for Justin Fields? And some guy on this podcast has been called an idiot for a long time, saying that Justin Fields should just start in the NFL. I'm just saying. Justin Fields could be a giant.
I would not mind that.
You start off with the Texans shocking Justin Herbert with 4 interceptions. He had 3 interceptions all year. I believe that was not talked about as much as it should have been.
Nah, they won't do that for Herbie.
And 4 interceptions. Look, the Texans looked very, very good. Will they look this good against the Chiefs? No chance.
If motherfucker quitting, like, we have no one that can catch the ball. Will Disley dropped the ball. Like, he gave it to Lad McConkey 11 times for 200 fucking yards. Shout out to Lad. White boys is up.
No cap.
You know what I'm saying?
And then we get Mike Tomlin, and if he had somewhat of a second half, like if he turned that first half into even half of what that second half was, we would have had a great game in our hands.
Absolutely.
But you're going in the locker room on the road in a divisional rival matchup in the playoffs.
Lamar over there.
Down 21-0. Yeah. Not even down 3 touchdowns. You haven't put a point on the board in a playoff game against your division rivals on the road in a playoff game.
Yeah.
There was no chance for them. Mike Tomlin, you do it again with another season of being 500 with, we talk about the seasons with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph.
Shoo.
We get that. But can you go out there against these better teams nowadays in the AFC and beat them, and you just can't do it? And
can we invest in the quarterback position?
Can we kind of
Can we? No, seriously. Can we invest in the quarterback? Can we? Because they have not done shit since Big Ben in the playoffs.
Can we compare a little bit?
Every single time they hit the playoffs, it's the quarterback.
I would like to compare a little bit of the Steelers season to the Eagles season last year.
Okay.
You started hot, and then you fell off a fucking cliff at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then you lose the playoff
One was
game.
more predictable than the other.
For sure.
Yeah.
But we were sitting there with the Steelers like, oh man,
they're about to win the North.
We're winning all these games.
They're about to win the North, yeah.
And we lose a month straight of football.
Absolutely.
And now we're on the road.
A month straight of we lose a month straight of football. We lose a month straight of spread bets, and we lose a month straight of teasers. I am so down bad on the Steelers right now. Down horrendous, bro. It's so bad. I'm so mad at the motherfuckers right now.
You look at Russell Wilson. He says in the press conference he's got a bunch of ball left.
No, we don't.
Wherever
no,
that is.
Yeah, shit, bro. We gotta see something else.
Wherever that is.
We gotta see something else. Give me something else, man. So I can focus my second team. You know what I'm saying?
Are we gonna figure out a quarterback, or are we gonna go drafting Ibuka late in the first round? Because that's some of the shit I'm seeing.
Oh man, I like Ibuka out there with Jay Fields starting.
Let's remember Roman Wilson didn't play this year.
Give Jalen Warren the ball. I mean, let Najee. They declined his option. Let's give Warren the ball. Let's get Jay Fields in the center. That's my plan. But they still.
What's Pickens' plan? He didn't seem so optimistic in his press conference either.
He did not. He actually said he was not optimistic. So yeah, my second team's down bad. I do have the Ravens though. If the Eagles ever lose, so
yeah. The first game on Sunday was with the Denver Broncos and the Bills in a game that I thought that the Bills were easily going to win, but 8.5 points seemed like a lot.
Absolutely.
That first half looked great. For plus 8.5 bettors.
Bro, I mean, and don't get me. Okay. What do you think about a necessary roughness call on the absolute hospital ball that Josh Allen threw?
That was terrible.
That no one's talking about, by the way.
I know. I haven't seen anything on it.
The game. Okay, so let me get into the game changed when that unsportsmanlike, or what was it, unnecessary roughness call, hospital ball by Josh Allen. We should just penalize the quarterback for that and knock him up 15 yards, in my personal opinion. I'm joking. And then the Ty Johnson catch, 4th and 1. What the fuck is that?
I think he did not have control of the ball before his foot hit.
I have my gripes about that shit too. Watching that shit, don't understand how we could just clearly call that a touchdown. I think it has to do with the fact they called a touchdown on the field and they couldn't overturn it. But I have my gripes about that being called a catch as well. I'm happily be proven wrong. And then we have the referees going to the sideline. Yo, my fault, Brody. I had to call that holding for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? My bad. What the fuck is that? You kidding me? As a Broncos fan, I'm not a Broncos fan, but anybody Broncos fan, and me personally as a Broncos better, I watched that shit, bro, and I started crashing out.
I'm getting on fucking.
I had brown liquor in me too. I started crashing out.
I'm on
bro.
Matt Collins because I had Josh Allen to score a touchdown. Matt Collins decides to get a great grab, and then fucking AI, fucking step over bullshit.
Yeah, Josh Allen, James Cook bettors were down bad off of that.
This step over bullshit, bro. The ball would be at what would it be? Like the 4-yard line, the 2-yard line. Josh Allen's getting in the end zone there.
Yeah, he is.
Then it's 15 yards. Then there's a holding penalty. They get 10 yards back. There's another holding penalty. Like, okay, like there's an ineligible man downfield, and then they kick a field goal. Game's over. Matt Collins, thank you.
Put some fucking shoes on, some socks on. Stop sitting in the fucking snow.
Matt Collins, that one hurt.
Weird guy.
Put the fries in the bag. Put the shoes on. Put the shoes on. Not an immense amount of disrespect. You're moving on, but seriously,
good
man,
shit,
like,
Mac. Just put some fucking socks on, bro.
Come on, like
put some slides on.
What is this bit? What is that?
I don't know.
You're in Buffalo, dude. Like are you losing circulation in your toes yet? AJ Brown is another one. 10 yards. 10 yards.
One reception.
I understand that you'd be frustrated too. I understand that you would have your book out reading the book too.
I don't think it's frustration though.
I get it.
I don't think it's frustration. Why can't my man lock in? He's trying to lock in.
Now we're hearing that you have had this book out.
Yes. Wait, because we were talking in the Commanders game. Yeah, and he had 100 yards. And he had 100 yards in the Commanders game.
We're reading the book again.
Oh.
You know, here's my take on it. If you got the book out, I think for AJ Brown, you're trying to show people that you're bored and you're disinterested. Why? Because you're not getting the ball. And you want to be a enforcer on the field that affects the play in a playoff game. I get that. I'm not mad at you for that.
Time out though. He read it in a 100-yard performance too. Six catches, 100 yards.
And I'm fine with it.
He was reading the book.
I'm not mad that he's necessarily reading the book. I just think the reason
as a anytime touchdown scorer better, that probably did feel like a kick in the fucking dick.
For me, it really didn't. I just think it's more of like, I'm not mad that you had the book out, but like, let's not lie and say why you had the book out.
What do you mean?
You had the book out because you're showing people that you weren't interested and you want to be a facilitator in the game.
So was he? So this you could say, but was he bored when he had 6 catches for 100 yards versus the Commanders? Was he bored? You could be bored and be snapping. He could have been. What if I let my lid lock in? How you want to lock in, bro?
There's a
everybody locked
There's
in
a reason why he wasn't hiding the fact that the book was out.
You heard what Jalen said.
He's slouching down like this.
You heard what Jalen said? You saw what Jalen said? Jalen said, I've seen him with that book plenty of times. I've never seen him read. He was joking, but he
was trying to show, hey, I'm bored out here. I want to help the team win. You're not giving me an opportunity to win.
I can't say that when he's done that.
You're not even targeting him.
I can't say that when he's done that and had 100 yards and read the book, bro.
He will not be able to
talk
me off this ledge.
What if he reads the book next week and we win? What happens then?
I think he's going to be reading the book next week to show people that he actually reads the book.
But he read it when he versus the Commanders. We were shitting on the Commanders. We lost. But maybe he was reading the game. Maybe he was reading the book because he was about to lose. He was trying to lock back in.
That book is a #1 seller on Amazon right now.
It's changing lives. Look at AJ Brown. Look at AJ Brown changing lives. Look at him motivating the people. I'm going to read that book now because AJ Brown. Yeah, I'm going to get to my book. You see here that motherfucker marked up, highlighted, all that shit. What if he's trying to lock in, bro?
I'm not mad that he was reading the book.
It's kind of fire. I think it's kind of fire, bro. Maybe because I'm an Eagles fan, but I think it's kind of fun. My man be locking in.
I just think
now maybe we should be going on talking to our quarterback about the cover 2 beaters, about the cover 4 beaters. Our man routes look disgusting, and that's not like a quarterback wide receiver thing. I think the way the plays are drawn up, but maybe we gotta go talk to Kellen Moore.
I
understand, but my man's trying to lock the fuck back in.
I seriously think the reason why he did that was, I'm not getting the ball. Okay, I'm going to read my book. You guys don't need me, so I'll read my book. I can't say
that, though, because the Commanders game.
And I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him for it.
I
would do the same thing.
If he's reading when he has 100 yards, and he's reading when he has 10 yards, that's consistency to me. That's consistency,
This is him making a point. You don't need me, I'll sit back and read my book. You don't need me, I'll read my book. Because you're not throwing me the ball. You're not giving me an opportunity to play in a big-time playoff game at home. I get 1 catch for 10 yards. That's all you're going to give me? Let's also not forget, there's been multiple occasions when A.J. Brown has thrown a fit because he's not been getting the ball. And being
I'm A.J. Brown.
Which, again, I'm not mad at him for. So then come out and say, yeah, I read the book because...
Motherfucker, you don't throw me the ball for 3 quarters and see how we going to be on the sideline.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm A.J. Brown, motherfucker.
So fine, I'll read my book.
Let me get a couple lines. Let me recenter. He can't recenter, bro.
He's trying. What he was trying to do was read the book so he can calm himself down,
and
then get ready to go back out there and run and do some cardio for no reason because he's not going to get the ball. It's bullshit. Give A.J. Brown the ball. And maybe he wouldn't have been reading the book if you gave him the ball.
I can't say that because he read the book in the Commanders game.
That's where I stand on it.
And again, time out though. He had 6 for 97 and read the book. Y'all can still agree with his point. I'm just gonna say he had 6 receptions for 97 yards versus the Commanders, and he read the fucking book.
And I'm not gonna be.
I like consistency.
I'm not gonna be like the traditional the older Eagles fan that's like, oh, this is bullshit. He should be out there, getting ready to get out there. He shouldn't be reading the book. I'm not mad at him for reading the book. He's proving a point. You don't need me. I'm gonna read the book. If you needed me. I wouldn't have to read the book.
Hey, what that say about them birds? What that say about them birds? We don't need A.J. Brown in some games to win a game. And we won't need him every game to win a game. How about the motherfucking bird? And my boy Jalen Hurts still had 113 passer rating. Nobody want to talk about it. Everyone wants to talk about it. Whatever, bro.
I commend you, A.J. Brown. I'm not mad at you for it. I commend you for doing that.
Can we applaud the consistency?
I applaud consistency.
He said, he did say, I use it no matter what's going on, good and bad. So maybe we both have a point here.
I applaud him for proving a point because I guarantee you now.
What if he had a lock back? He's not proving a point. What he's trying to lock back in?
I guarantee you now, no matter if it's the Vikings, no matter if it's the Rams, A.J. Brown is going to get 100 yards on 9 or 10 catches.
He's going to read that damn book. Okay? He's going to read that damn book.
And he's going to read the book because he's going to show people that he always reads the book. That's what it is.
He's done it before.
And great if he did it before. But I'm saying
what if he goes in the locker room
in this moment in this game, he read the book because he was bored because he was not getting the ball and he was proving a point. You don't need me. I'm going to read the book. That's where I stand.
So what do we want him to crash out on Jalen Hurts?
No, I don't want him to crash out. I want him to. I want the coaches to sit there and say, we are doing something wrong because our number one receiver is not getting the ball.
You saw Dan Orlovsky video. He broke it down. Our man concepts look really bad, and Dan did drop a good video on that. Our man concepts. I applaud y'all. I hope you guys all go look at that video. He did make a good point. Our man concepts look really dry. And you know what was funny? My boy Ski sent me something before we went live. I didn't get to respond to it yet. But the caption had said it was filmed from last year, and everyone was blaming Brian Robinson about the vanilla passing game in the swing passes and shit. But this year with Kellen Moore, it's the same vanilla man concepts. So do we have to look at Nick Sirianni? I'm not. I'm just pointing the question out. Maybe we get something to watch. Maybe it is Nick Sirianni more than we think. Maybe I gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's still my dog. But hey, maybe it might be more on Nick than we think.
We shouldn't be 3.5 quarters into a football game and looking at AJ Brown with 1 catch on 10 yards.
It happens.
And unfortunately, on that, the fake tush push, and you had the deep ball to him, maybe would have had a shot at a stiff arm with the left hand, able to run down the sideline, right sideline, and get in the end zone there. That would have been the play there. Would have probably shut everybody up about it. We probably wouldn't be having this deep of a conversation about it.
Try to get him right.
But it is what it is. You move on. Everybody needs to stop, playing too far into it. Because, again, I'm not mad at it.
That boy Jalen Hurts said, I've seen him have that book plenty of times. I've never seen him read.
I don't blame him for doing it. I really don't. Everyone's so mad, and then it's like, oh, touchdown bettors,
I feel like it's a little bit of kick in the dick. If I feel like a little bit of kick in the dick. Even though I'm on his side, just don't let me. I don't want to.
I'm on his side. Give me the fucking ball. Maybe I won't read the book. Throw me the ball.
It has anything to do with that.
Maybe and look, the last time that I'll say it, sure, he's done it a few other times, and fine. I'm saying in this exact moment, he read the book knowing that there was going to be cameras on it. It was that he was reading the book to be like, okay, look, I can do other things because I'm not needed on that field apparently, because you're not even giving me an opportunity to do what the hell I do.
AJ, I got you, my guy. I ain't gonna do you like this, AJ. I want to get. Come on, bro. I know you.
I am happy.
Come on, I got you, bro. I got you, bro.
Making a statement.
I'm gonna get him after the show, AJ. I'm gonna get him after the show, bro.
You are too good of a player.
I'm gonna get him after the show, AJ.
To not be given the ball in a playoff game.
I'm gonna get him after the show.
So I got you.
We gonna mix after the show, bro.
And you know what?
You gonna
when you get 10 catches and 120 yards and a touchdown,
maybe we should take note. Maybe when I start chucking the ball on the golf course and I start power slicing, maybe I should read a goddamn book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should hand me the book when I start fucking up on the golf course, missing putts and shit. Maybe you should hand me a motherfucking book. Take a piss out of AJ book. I gotta take a piss. Like that shit like that, I think that's gonna be fucking hilarious, bro.
And it's funny too, because I truly believe that.
Yeah, nah, it's good, bro. It's good. Maybe when I'm fucking on the golf course, you give me a fucking book in your face. Like, you just look into the camera too. Yeah, that's perfect. That's fucking perfect. That should be hilarious. And then, like, the people who like actually watch probably start cracking.
Oh yeah, people be geeking at that. All right, let's go to NHL. We're red hot into the NHL season.
What's up, Puck fans?
Let's look at some
buy
it or sell it props on FanDuel. Absolutely. As we look into the mid part of the season.
Absolutely.
Not officially at the middle point, but we're getting there.
I will preface this. I am an absolute hockey casual. I know shit fuck besides McDavid clears and my boy Michkov clears. That's all I know about this shit. So I'm gonna pose my boy a couple teams that I've been seeing in the standings that I think are interesting, and he's gonna tell me if we're buying or selling, if they're frauds or not. The first team I have, which I think is crazy, bro. They lead the Eastern Conference. They lead the Metropolitan
Yes,
with 61 points.
Yes, they do.
The Washington Capitals are plus 2,100 on FanDuel.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Ovi snapping.
What I would like to see this too. Stanley Cup winner plus 2,100, but also Eastern Conference, they're at plus 1,000.
Whoa, I might just take that. It's the playoffs on ice. And I don't know shit. Yeah, I'm fucking with that, bro.
So and I'm not gonna sit there and say that the Capitals, because we know what their playoffs have been.
Who really like that? Is it the Panthers in the East that's really still like that?
And the Hurricanes.
They really like that.
The Devils are also popping up too.
But ain't they? But I be seeing people joke about them like they're like the outsider looking at. They ain't really like that. And they always trying to include themselves.
They think they belong.
Yeah, I be seeing. They think I don't like teams like that. I don't fuck with
I'm a hater. I'm wearing a Rangers hat, so I'm a hater on the Devils. But they think they belong. Look, prove me wrong. But yeah, for the Capitals, I like Eastern Conference. I don't think they'll be able to get it done officially at plus 2,100 to win the cup. It is great value. I do think to even get there, that's plus 1,000. I don't mind that at all for the Capitals.
Okay. So next team, the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, I love it.
Looking good. Second in the West.
I love them.
Plus 1,600 to win a Stanley Cup final.
This might be my favorite besides the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
To win it, or at least I should say come out of the West, because those are two Western Conference teams. I'm high on the Jets. They were last year best team in the league for the majority of the season. Kind of fell off towards the end of the year, but as we saw last year in the playoffs, Winnipeg gets fucking up.
Yeah, bro.
Whiteout.
They were the winner of the whiteout and shit, bro. I fuck with Winnipeg. Yeah, I fuck with Winnipeg, bro. Facts.
I do not want to go to Winnipeg.
No.
And play the Jets.
Is that Hellebuck too? If that's Hellebuck, bro, I might be buying like a motherfucker. Let me see, bro.
Yeah, Connor Hellebuck minus 4,500 to win the Vezina.
And that's the Jets.
Yep.
And you got to go to Winnipeg in a whiteout and then score on Hellebuck,
who's minus 4,500 to win the Vezina.
Good calls on that, low key. I fuck with that. And I actually want to. So I didn't have it on the list, but since you said the Dallas Stars at plus 1,000. We like that. We don't gotta do too much, but we like that.
Yeah, I like it. It just sucks now again. Like even just for any future bet to win a title, to win a championship at value that's I would say sub 1,400 is tough. Just because I'm not the better that's gonna be throwing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 on that to make it worthwhile.
15 bands, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you could if you had that kind of money to drop on it. I think plus 1,000 is...
That's a great 30, 50 to win 500. That's such a great spot for that.
I think that's another team that can get out of the West for sure.
Okay, so I have two before we get to yours truly. That'll be the final team. But the two favorites at the top, you got the Edmonton Oilers at plus 700 and the Florida Panthers at plus 850. Both of them, to me, as a hockey casual of what I know about them teams, not having the starts to the season that I thought as a hockey casual they would have. Are you buying or selling either of those futures at plus 700 and plus 850?
I'm selling the Panthers. I don't think they make it back. I think
with Barkov, Sam Bennett.
I think
Matthew Tkachuk.
I think Reinhart is good.
Reinhart.
I think Reinhart will be a good. What the fuck's that trophy score?
Bro, they got 18 different trophy names. Why don't they just name it the position, bro? That should be confusing to me. That would help me, bro, the casual hockey fan understand. Because they got a defensive attacking whatever award. I even know it was a fucking position, bro.
I think Reinhart. Where was it? It was there. It is. The Rocket Richard.
What the fuck is
goals?
that?
Most goals.
Okay.
I like Reinhart at plus 900. You got Draisaitl right now at minus 220.
Actually, no,
he's 6 goals behind Reinhart. I like Reinhart at plus 900. I think there's value there. I don't think the Panthers get it back. I think the Oilers can find a way to get back there.
And
this is a preseason prediction that a lot of analysts had out there, including the NHL as well, which don't buy into that shit. Don't think FanDuel put out this line, which means that the bet's going to lose. Oh, NHL is picking the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup. So so it's not going to happen. Don't buy into that. I think the Oilers can make it back. I don't think the Panthers can make it back.
Interesting.
I think it is going to be a tougher ride for anybody in the Western Conference than the Eastern Conference, just because it's a little bit different in the Eastern Conference now. You don't got the Rangers as hot. You got the Capitals substituting basically. Wild card's going to be a little bit different, but I think the Western Conference, like Oilers, Jets, Stars, Avalanche, it's hard.
Knights is in there.
Knights
Final team. I'm gonna go close to home. Not looking good right now. 4 games out of the playoff, I heard. The New York Rangers are plus 4,100 to win the Stanley Cup and plus 2,100 to win the Eastern Conference. Which did they not make the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row?
Last year was
or just last year?
Bullshit against the fucking Panthers. But you know what? It's funny. They finally got their 2-game win streak. Good win on Saturday night.
Is that the first 2-game win streak of the season?
Vegas Golden Knights. Big win in Vegas. It's not going to happen. They need a lot. Peter Laviolette's job is hanging on by a thread to what some would say. Igor's back off the IR. There's so many different pieces that are just not connecting in this puzzle. And from a team that started out that hot after, 14 games and then fell off a cliff to a point where they were 5-18 in their last 23 going into these last 2
God damn.
It's a team that needs
that's unwatchable.
A lot of help. And also with the New York Rangers, there was much more noise outside of the rink, outside of putting skates on and getting on the ice.
We don't like that.
Social media team and bullshit there that don't really need to be. Some shit doesn't need to be commented on. Chris Drury might really be a problem in itself. So many other things outside of the product that's on the ice.
We don't like that.
There's no, I've
no
never,
chance in hell.
I haven't felt this disappointed in this team,
bro. I just remember how you were
like,
how you were talking about the Rangers the last 3 years. Like, I'm gonna thank you because it literally helped me be able to get in hockey how I'm getting into it now, and I felt my fandom for the game grow. Just because I've heard you so excited about the Rangers, I thought I was gonna watch them win the Stanley Cup, so I've been able to follow them, and I've got some favorite players. Bro, thank you for putting me on Panarin. Thank you for putting me on Igor. Thank you for putting me on fucking Chris Kreider. I mean, I'd shout out to the Rangers. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't fuck with y'all. I don't really fuck with y'all. Michkov clears every single person on y'all team. But shout out. I mean, thank you, brother.
I think this was always the team that I could fall back on.
Ain't that some shit?
You know,
ain't that some shit?
They'll make the playoffs. They're gonna go on a deep run. It's gonna be a fun ride in April and May. I'm not worried about it. And now I'm like, I don't even think they're gonna get there.
Do you guys have a line to make the playoffs?
I wonder if they have it posted. Let's see what FanDuel says. To make the playoffs, plus 150. I mean, I just wouldn't bet. And
Michkov and them is plus 480.
680.
680. Oh wait. Oh, can we talk about Owen Tippett costing bread?
I was at the Flyers game Tuesday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Fun game to go to. Get to see Matthews and
Maple Leafs might be cold. They might be cold.
Marner.
Hell yeah.
You get to see a lot of good guys in Toronto. Flyers go up early. They lose it. There was a fight.
Hell yeah.
We were sitting low. Had a group of 20 of us. Great time. And then...
It was always fun. I love hockey games.
3-2 earlier in the third. I have over 2.5 goals for Flyers. End up getting a late penalty or late power play. And then Owen Tippett's got a wide open net with like 25 seconds to go. Just can't tuck it. There was also a breakaway.
What a pass.
In the second period, there was a breakaway. I forget who it was. Breakaway, wide open, doesn't even get a shot, like somehow fumbles and fucks with the puck and then like isn't able to get a shot. Every Flyers fan that I talked to was like, why would you bet on the Flyers? I'm like, because I want to go there and root with the home crowd.
Facts.
Like, come on. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, Leafs money line. And then like.
W awareness. If
I'm going to the game, I'm going to bet on the home. Unless it's like a dog shit team. Like, for example, let's do an extreme example. If I'm going to the link to watch the Eagles and the Carolina Panthers, and I'm gonna take the Carolina Panthers to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, obviously, extreme example, but like, no, I would never do it. If it's that heavy of a tilt, I would always take the Eagles there. But I'm not gonna go there and just be a Philly hater and take the Leafs just because I don't like any Philly team. Like, it was fun to like cheer with the fans when the Flyers scored, but they're just
they're giving the Rangers plus 150 to make the.
As a fan, I would probably.
So
take
does
it.
this mean like they're making them essentially they should or
essentially they
should have a solid chance to make the playoffs?
Yeah, they should.
Wow. Okay.
At plus money, like as a fan, I would take it, but as an outsider who like doesn't get to see the crazy shit on like Rangers social media of this team is just not playoff ready, then no.
Especially in a sport like hockey, bro.
Not by any means.
You got to be tight knit as a motherfucker.
Like you always say, puck on ice.
Yeah, bro. A fucking puck on ice.
Now we're going to make a little parlay here for the Australian Open. Shout out my tennis fans. Two casual bettors are going to make a parlay of the men's winner and the women's winner in the Australian Open. Welcome to tennis. We are so back. I was at the U.S. Open last year.
I love it.
We're so back. In the recent past few
years.
We
love the majors. We are major enjoyers.
Been getting like officially into tennis, and it is so
We've had some days with sweating French Open bets.
We have had some crazy days years prior. Just sweating dumb bets watching tennis. And if you grew
one of my
up
favorite sports to bet,
not watching tennis, I would advise
if you don't watch tennis, especially the majors, you're not living right.
Yeah, like if you grew up not watching it like myself, it can seem like hard to get into.
So easy.
But like just watch a couple of these points and just see the athletic ability that these athletes have. They are second to none. Mm-hmm. And I would bet every bone in my fucking body that no one watching this could go out there and play a 5-setter.
Oh, fuck
just
no.
No way.
I'd argue
I do not know how these athletes are this conditioned to do that. And then 2 days later, do it a fucking game.
I wish I was like, we got to watch old Rafa, but when you learn more about tennis and how physically demanding and like the conditioning you need, Rafa was out there like a fucking dog. When you look back at some of the highlights and shit. I mean, just wanted to shout out to my dog.
Alcaraz is 21 with 4 Grand Slams.
Unbelievable.
So, on the men's side, that's what I'm doing.
Picking one chick.
Carlos Alcaraz plus 340. He does not have...
Okay, though.
He doesn't have an Australian Open yet.
Okay, though.
And this is the last one out of these majors that he's got to check off the box.
So we're going narrative?
Narrative. He said that this is the one that he needs to get. And I'm rooting for it this year. I know Sinner's the favorite here, plus 120. I got to root for it. Look, I'm a casual.
Doesn't he have to go through Joker? I think he has to go through Joker, bro.
I think he may see Jack Draper, too, in the 3rd round, possibly.
I think he's got to go through Joker if it gets to that semi. And you like him there.
I like him solely on the narrative that he said there was the Madison Square Garden match
if he said something, then I'm probably
It was him versus Ben Shelton, and they had Pegula versus Jessica Pegula against Emma Navarro. It was an exhibition match at MSG about a month ago, early December. And after the match, it was just all fun. They're just kind of hitting the ball back. They're playing hard points, but they're hitting the ball back. And then after, Ben Shelton and Alcaraz were talking, to the reporters after, and this is like in center court in front of the MSG fans. And they're like, what can we expect out of you, Carlos, in 2025? And he's like, Australian Open I haven't got in my career. Like, I'm going for that. I need that to complete
But here's
the
my
gauntlet.
problem, bro. Yannick Sinner on hard court.
I just got to –
We did watch Legendary Sweat, though, night. We did watch him.
You can call me a fuck casual, too. Like, my favorite player is Carlos Alcaraz. But and maybe I'm a casual for saying that, but, like, he's so fucking electric and fun to watch that, like, how could he not be? I'm a fan of him, and I'm rooting for him. I'll take the plus 340, even though the statistics say and the narrative says Yannick Sinner on hard court, plus 120, you go there. It's Carlos Alcaraz. He said he wants this one. He's got to have this one to complete the gauntlet. There's many more years.
It'd probably be a more fun bet.
For sure. And look,
odds-wise, and then
there's many more opportunities for him to do it, too. Like, again, like we said, he's 21.
Motherfucker got his whole life.
So it may not be this year, but I'm going to do it because he said he wants
to go, Carlito.
And then we'll go a little bit chalky here.
No. See, this is where you're drawn. No. We do not fuck with Sabalenka. I mean, she's nice. Nah, bro.
Okay, bet.
We ain't doing that shit. So I can't bet on Sabalenka.
You want to go Iga?
Nah.
Because I don't want to go Coco.
Nah. I'm between my shorty, Rybakina, my shorty, Elena Rybakina. Or do we go with USA? On the hard court. We saw the U.S. Open. I had the U.S. Open. Plus 850. Legendary. Probably my favorite tennis bet of all time. Do we run it back with Coco?
I don't know if Coco can get it done, dude.
Nah?
I trust Iga more than Coco.
Probably. Has Iga won the Aussie?
I see it.
Let's do some research. Let's do some research here live with everybody at home. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some research with y'all.
I just don't know if
I think Ribbit won this John, bro.
I'd be happy to ride that. I don't know if I want to. I'd feel a little, even though the odds are crazy different, not plus 950 to plus 460 for Ribikinya versus Coco Gauff. I would rather take.
Oh no, she won Wimbledon. She made the final in 2023 and lost. Narratives.
Who?
Ribikinya. She lost the final in 2023. She won the Wimbledon. That's right. She won Wimbledon.
I mean, we can do it.
I'm between Ribikinya, Coco, or Iga, bro. I'm down to ride whatever you're feeling out of that, but that's where I got it. I mean, Ribikinya, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're saying.
I just feel like it's gonna end up being Iga versus Sabalenka, like just chalk versus chalk. Like I just feel like that's what it's gonna. I don't see it going any other way.
Okay, and people who are like, I don't like Sabalenka because she's always beating the people I want to make the final. It's just like, and I just hate watching it happen. She's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
She would drive the ball through my chest. It has nothing to do with her ability. Obviously, she's plus 120. I just hate how every time I have someone that I love that's about to make the final, she's in the fucking way. That's just part of the reason. So she's like my villain, and I don't want to bet on my villain.
So then, do we just take Iga then to beat her?
What is Iga done to Aussie? Let me just see, like,
because originally I was just gonna go Carlos and then Sabalenka.
No. I can't do Sabalenka, bro. I can't. Just physically inside, I can't watch. Nah, bro. She's costing me too much, bro. On like just destroying the people that I fucking love. She's only made the semifinal in the Aussie. She's won the U.S. Open, so at least she has a win on hard. But 4 of her wins are at the French Open. I don't know if you go Iga here.
All right, so then
it's between Coco and Ribikinya, I think.
All right, maybe I'm just gonna. Maybe
are we fried for not taking? How fried is this? Any tennis bulls in the comments? How fried is it that we're not taking Iga here?
Maybe I'm just gonna take. Maybe I just like completely throw in the trash what I said about Coco not being able to get it done, and we just take Coco. Fuck it.
I think if Coco plays Ribikinya, though, I think Ribikinya on hard matches up so well versus everybody.
All right,
here.
well, you're in the driver's seat here, so if you want to go Ribikinya, then that's what we're gonna do.
Let's fucking do it.
All right,
let's do it.
So that gets you to plus 45.
Damn.
So $10 there, I get you 450.
Damn, I'm on that. Don't worry about it. I'm on that easy.
That's like, well, be careful with that guy. Like this is.
Yeah. Don't put that shit in, bro. Just watch us follow it and
let us be the dummies here. Okay?
You know what I'm saying? Put some pizza money on it.
There's no experts here. We're just having fun with value.
Putting some Pizza Hut money on it. You know what I'm saying?
Some Pizza Hut money.
You know what I'm saying?
The Monday Night Football game kicks off with the Vikings and the Rams. This game is in Arizona because of the unfortunate and tragic events in Los Angeles with these fires.
I saw some people saying there's no more real hate in divisions now because the Cardinals are hosting the game.
Yeah, well, they had no choice. They had absolutely no choice. They actually Puka Nacua has taken over Marvin Harrison's locker.
That's fire.
I like how it's wide receiver.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's all the locker rooms are like that, where like wide receivers are in one spot.
I don't think so.
Maybe they just.
Actually, you might be right because I'm remembering this video when Gilly the Kid went into the Eagles locker room and all the D tackles were together. Remember, he was like, "Where the linebackers?" So yeah, you probably.
That was funny seeing him run out with the boys yesterday.
Shout out my guy Gilly. You know what I'm saying?
That was funny as shit. Yeah. So big game in Arizona. Tough for the LA fans probably to travel. Thoughts and prayers go out to everybody dealing with this tragic events of these fires. Can't imagine what families and friends have to deal with out there. Everybody knows somebody that's out there, whether they're close to it, whether they're far from it.
Yeah. And let's chill off the political debates when people's fucking houses are legit burning down.
Legitimately
bigger issues
blowing, fires blowing from house to house.
Bro,
I
saw a video of like this guy's wife might have came home from work around 6 p.m. and she was driving home and seen the fires and she like knocked on the door and told her, like, honey, like we gotta go, and like he had no idea what was going on. Went outside and was like, what the fuck? And then like you can see him going in and out the house. He puts a mask on, goes in and out the house, get all of his shit, and then bro, the image that I just see in my mind that is just stuck in my mind because I never dealt with this, I probably never will. This motherfucker is spraying the top of his roof because the embers are flying, and he's trying to stop it from fucking catching on fire now. And I'm just like, bro, that is so
people were trying to like hose down their houses with water first.
That is so fucked up, bro. People like the people that run to the house get their cats and shit and they dogs like so. I saw the one video of the cat that was like licking off his fucking wounds and shit. I'm like, bro, this is fucked up, bro. So thoughts and prayers, my people in LA, man. I obviously visited LA before. I love it out there. I hope I can vacation that. Oh my god, legendary time in LA. Legendary time in LA, man. Is Josh out there?
Yeah, he said he's not like close to it, so it's okay.
Legendary time.
I'm like, damn.
Tyler, I'm thinking about you, my boy. I don't know if you're close to it. I don't know if you're still in LA either, but shout out to you, Tyler. Love you to death. My guy. Congrats on the marriage. Shout out.
I think the Rams are going on the narrative here at +2.5, +122 on the money line. I'm going to take them on the money line, too, because I do think the Vikings are frauds.
No way.
And we have a narrative here.
Wait a second. Frauds?
They got exposed, and they're going to get exposed again. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. They got exposed by the Lions. Sam Darnold got exposed by the Lions, and now he's going to get exposed again. And I did say the Rams are going to move on last week. I'm going to say that the Rams are going to move on again. And the biggest point being, I'm a narrative better. And here's the narrative. The LA Rams are going to win this game for the city of LA and the tragic events that are happening to all of their friends and families in the community. LA wins this game, and it is something of joy for the city of LA.
But in that exposure that we want to talk about, right? We saw a Meek Robertson play unbelievable, damn near the perfect coverage that you could play on Justin Jefferson. We've seen the Lions all year with the next man up mentality. They might be the best next man up team of all time with the injuries they dealt with. Who is covering Jettas on the Rams? That is my big. Who's covering him, bro? Because if we can get Jettas going and Sam Darnold can get confident because he gets happy feet. We saw it. If Jared Verse can get in there early, get him to get some happy feet, it might get bad for Darnold. But if we're making throws on time on target to Jettas early, rolling early, run games established with Aaron Jones early, and it's a shootout-esque game with the Rams, McVay, Puka, Cooper. I'm just saying, who's covering Jettas, bro? If it gets like that, it could get like that. What's the total?
47.5.
That's a little. Oh my God! This Vikings defense is also different. I like this Vikings defense matching up against the Rams offense. I don't know if they're gonna win the matchup, but I like the matchup. You know, you think Flores sleeping? When the last time you think Flores slept? He ain't sleep after that, giving up 31 points to the Lions. I can see where you're coming from, but it could be the Vikes, bro. We could be getting rug pulled. Everyone thinking the Vikes are frauds. It's over. A lot of motherfuckers. Can we see the money? A lot of motherfuckers is on Rams, man. I mean, in our bracket, I think I had the Rams. A lot of people was on the Rams, bro.
65% of the money on Minnesota,
okay, well, look at my
and
dumbass.
67% of the bets.
Look at my dumbass
on Minnesota.
Look at this dumbass.
The point that's being made is that Matt Stafford in the playoffs, Sean McVay in the playoffs, we trust that. We know that. We've seen that.
That motherfucker lost to Jared Goff last year.
Right. But are you going against that versus Sam Darnold in the playoffs?
Sam Darnold got jealous.
And look, I do think, even though it's -125, Justin Jefferson was targeted 5 times in the end zone last week.
What is his odds to get into the fucking end zone?
-125.
Can we have an honest conversation right now? What are his odds to get into the end zone?
-125.
Damn.
I would still take it because he's got to score.
I just don't love it.
He's got to score.
1-2. Well, give me 1-2, I think, bro. I definitely might take 1. But yeah, bro, I have some pushback. I have a feeling they hear the noise, the Skull Boys. It's not at home. But it's definitely not at home for the Rams.
I think there's going to be a lot of Vikings fans at this game.
A lot, bro.
Because you think about it.
You're going to hear that ooh in that motherfucker.
And a lot of it, too, is the Rams are the home team, obviously. They're making that, even though it's in Arizona. I just don't think a lot of L.A. fans, we already know, and it's been talked about a lot, that the L.A. fans, when it's a home game at SoFi, they're not really in attendance.
And let's not sleep on Addison. Who's guarding us? Who's guarding Addison? Who's guarding Jettas? Hawkinson, catch the motherfucking ball. And who's guarding Hawkinson?
In terms of fan base, I think that this is going to be a Vikings home game. Because
I don't know about that.
Bring it back to, I hate to say it again and bring it back up, but bring it back to the Fires. How many of these people, these LA, residents, are going to be looking to travel to Arizona with their goddamn houses on fire?
I have a feeling a lot of them do vacation in Scottsdale. It's been a hot
That's
spot.
True.
That's just my point, but you could be 1,000% God. That's just my
and it's unfortunate for the Rams to not have a heavy, home crowd for their first playoff game of the season. But if I'm Matt Stafford, I'm like, hey, talking to the team beforehand, hey, we got to win this game for this fucking city. And that's what I'm taking.
Yeah, bro. I can see it. Just don't sleep on Sammy D and Jettis getting hot. Addison getting hot.
And you know what?
Aaron Jones, man. And then Brian Flores led defense. Van Ginkel looked good. My boy Byron Murphy was out there looking good. Harris just obviously got 31 points put on. I'm just saying in the year in totality. They still out there, man.
And
I don't know.
To take it away from the narrative, just to like put the narrative aside of, what the Rams have to play for tonight, outside of, the team and moving on in the playoffs. I like the matchup of the Rams versus the Eagles than I do of the Vikings versus the Eagles.
As an Eagles fan,
I think the Rams have a better shot with the weapons that they have.
I can see that.
The playoff, I guess, not so much consistency, but familiarity with being in those bigger time spots.
I can see that.
I think the Vikings would go to Philly, and I said it before.
I think it'd get bad.
2017 all over again, NFC Championship 35-7.
I think it would get bad.
It may happen with the Rams too. I just think for what better game we would see, I believe the better game we would see is Rams and their offensive weapons versus the Eagles at the Link Sunday at 3:00. Then with Sam Darnold with what this defense just did to Jordan Love.
Absolutely.
So I'm going with the Rams. I think that it's unfortunate for Vikings. Like, let me just give you guys your props and your flowers. I feel bad for you guys. 14 win season, and you're a 5 seed. You got to go on the road in playoffs. It sucks.
Don't get blown out week 18 in the game in the fucking game.
Don't get killed against your division rival.
But hey, bounce back spot off a loss. Team's pretty good off a loss.
Daniel Jones is on the roster.
I don't know what I'm gonna do out the window tonight.
Is there a package for Daniel Jones to rush the ball tonight?
Fuck no, baby. Fuck no, baby.
It's Rams for me. I'll take the
good luck, brother.
Money line at plus 122.
I'll see you on the other side.
That's the program.
Hold on.
What are we doing?
I just want to get this off.
Okay.
I've been waiting the entire year for this. Lions, Commanders. I think I said before the playoffs and in the bracket show, I was praying on this matchup.
Oh, you did? On the bracket clip?
Praying.
Because you want to take the spread.
And I thought it was going to be 7. They showed us 9, 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5.
I'm all over that. Aaron Glenn, man, defense versus running quarterback. Running quarterback is crazy, but y'all know what I mean, bro. Because I hate when people start doing that and the absolutes and shit. A quarterback that can run. He was a leading rusher. He was a leading rusher last night. Versatile Bulls-led defense. I took his rushing yards over along with the money line and then a little parlay and a little 2-teamer plus 250. And I don't know how he was a leading rusher and didn't cover that. But nonetheless, we still got the spread no matter what. So it was all good.
Good job.
I like the Commanders here a lot, bro, to cover this spread. I've been calling on the fraudulent tip. I think the Commanders are scrappy, bro. I think they play teams tough. I'm not. We'll make decisions later on the Thursday lock-in show or Friday lock-in show, whenever we do it. But
I think that'll be between a 4 and 7 point win for the Lions.
Absolutely. And then the game of the year.
27-20, 31-27.
Absolutely. Generational over. It's at 55.
That's crazy.
They're knowing, bro.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
They're knowing.
They may hit that. I don't
they
even
probably
see if I'd
that.
fucking take that.
That would be a fun bet to take, bro. That'd be a fun. If I have a good Saturday, there's only one game. But if I have a good Saturday, I think I'm gonna rip that over. You know what I might do? I might take the Texans Chiefs under. I think that's a generational under, and then roll it to the over. And then we have the game of the year.
But before that game of the year would be the winner of Rams, Vikings, and then Eagles. That's a 3.
That's facts. And
then you
no
end
matter what happens, you're taking the Bears.
division around with Lamar.
What
at Orchard
are
Park.
you thinking?
This is the battle of the MVP candidates. That's what I think. This is going to be fireworks. I want to take the Bills.
Please do it. Please do it, bro.
I'm going to probably take
Please do it. That motherfucker Josh Allen got saved by a hospital ball and the motherfucker Russ coming up. Hey, bro, my fault, bro. I'm going to get you. I can't wait for Lamar to walk in that motherfucker and dump them, bro.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
I want to take the Bills. I want to root for Josh Allen. I do. I think the Ravens are going to win it, dude. How can you not? And Zay Flowers is probably going to be back.
Oh, that's so big.
How can you not, like, root for the Ravens? Like,
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I mean, Josh Allen stands are fucking.
How scared? Like, the Ravens are. I understand the Bills. Like,
and also, you know what sucks about this matchup on the low key? When you get past the MVPs and the narratives and this and that, just look at it from a football lens. I'd actually enjoy both these teams having a shot to go to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bro, the Ravens have that 12-year, whatever, 34-point, whatever thing narrative going on every 12 years to win the Super Bowl, whatever the fuck it is. And the Bills, bro. I mean, we have been waiting for these motherfuckers to finally get over the hump. You know what I'm saying?
I think that this is our firework game, and
all you motherfuckers, by the way, because I know how you guys, the smooth brain motherfuckers, this game is going to have nothing to do with who wins the MVP.
Correct. Make that a standpoint.
Nothing to do with it.
Yes, it's over.
So, for me, I love the Ravens. Like, that's just something that's been consistent for me forever. Since Lamar's gotten, I just love the Ravens. I'm taking them regardless in this spot.
Yep, me too.
But I just enjoy the game. Just don't watch this from some MVP lens. One guy makes a throw in the first quarter. You guys say it's MVP, and then I go on Twitter in the third quarter. The other guy makes a throw. Now we say he MVP. Can we just enjoy a generational matchup through two quarterbacks that are having absolute all-time years? You're going to be telling both your kids about these fucking years both these guys have had. One guy has to win the award. It's all good. One guy has to win the game. But genuinely, I'll be pissed if I lose the bet. But I would be happy to see either of these teams move on. As just a football fan, purely.
Just Ravens roster stacks better than the Bills. They've been playing
so
better.
As well.
I think the Ravens.
For me, that's for me though. I think they've just been playing better.
Ravens are the scariest team in the AFC, by far. They will beat Josh Allen. They will beat Patrick Mahomes.
But you know I'll be drinking the like y'all know I'll be drinking the Andy Reid Kool-Aid. You know I'll be drinking the Spags Kool-Aid.
And let's say, okay, right. Let's say
I think no matter what the situation is, you're not trying to. The Chiefs they're the final boss, bro.
They are, but let's say Chiefs beat the Texans, Ravens beat the Bills. The Ravens are coming in there to Arrowhead with much more steam than they did in week 1.
I will be irresponsible.
Lost by Likely's foot.
Yeah, bro.
We're thinking about that more than the Chiefs are like, oh my, we got the rematch. This is going to be a big game. Ravens are like,
AFC Championship
we should have
rematch.
fucking beat them. Now we're going to beat them.
AFC Championship rematch. And then Lamar had came out.
And week 1.
Lamar had came out and said his legs was a little fucked up last year in the AFC Championship. That's why he wasn't running as much. So maybe it changes things. Ravens clear. Lamar clears. They're going to the fucking bowl and losing to Jalen Hurts.
We did say it was the Bird Bowl.
We did call that. It's going to happen.
We just lost on the Chargers. But so far, bracket looks good.
And you know what? So I hate myself for that because I thought it was the Chargers, but I was saying we can't give out on big game CJ. Like that was one of those things where like my head's telling me take the Chargers, but my heart's telling me you gotta take CJ here, bro. And I didn't do it, man. My fault. See, I might take the 7.5. Chiefs play a lot of close games, bro. Defensive battle, I could see it.
Playoffs are here, man. Playoffs are here. We got college football playoff coming up. That's the program. The college football national championship coming up next week. We will be highlighting our picks for that later in the week, as well as the divisional round picks for this upcoming weekend. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you watch this episode of All Day Bets on YouTube, if TikTok somehow gets banned, then we're not going anywhere. Okay, let's not. Don't get that twisted. We're not going anywhere.
Thanks. If
you listen to this on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, we do appreciate the hell out of you. And leave those ratings at the bottom. Otherwise, go Rams. Win this for LA.
Who is guarding Jettis, bro? That's just the question I have.
I know.
Just my question.
I know.
Who's guarding Jordan Addison?
But -125, Justin Jefferson will get in the end zone. That's the best bet. That's the best bet. Alex Jacobs, Manny Ruffin, All Day Bets. We'll see you in a bit.